The Athletic's a great subscription. If you don't have it, you might want to go get it. Sometimes they offer cheap ones. This is not sponsored by The Athletic, but just want to talk for a second. And The Athletic just put out their beat writer mock draft. And in this, the beat writers act as the team's GM. So it's not just one person doing a mock draft, but instead people that have first-hand knowledge for each team, making trades, making picks for their teams, because whenever we do a mock draft, we often want to talk about what is the need as well. And so a lot of times you want to draft for talent. And I think the Lions have put themselves in position with free agency and all of that good stuff to draft for talent. But there's also needs to, and I think who better to know each team than the beat writer for that team. So without further ado, I told you the Detroit Lions got 3 first-round picks. Let's see where they fall and how this mock draft fell. I think sometimes you need to know about what happens before you in order to get and understand what you have. So Carolina Panthers, number 1 pick. They traded for it with Chicago. They go Stroud. Their beat writer is believing all the hype that Stroud is their guy, which means, of course, the Texans are going with Bryce Young at number 2, followed by Will Anderson. Arizona did not trade out of this. I know there's a lot of talk about Arizona trading out of this pick, but their beat writer kept him. So he kept him. What Will Anderson said, he's way too good not to be there. The Colts, in every mock draft, everywhere in the history of time, have taken Anthony Richardson at number 4 out of Florida. It seems like a match made in heaven, which tells me it probably won't happen. So anyways, Seattle Seahawks are going Jalen Carter. And I know that's going to make half of you thrilled and half of you angry that they got Jalen Carter. And now we go Detroit Lions. That leaves us with Tyree Wilson, the edge. And it's simple. Colton Pouncey said top 3 QBs were all selected. The 2 best defensive prospects were gone. I offered number 6 to see what was out there. Crickets, no problem. I'll happily take Wilson and keep adding to one of the best young defensive lines in football. Wilson is a scheme versatile edge with length and speed and power. He's a great fit opposite Aiden Hutchinson. And with Charles Harris and Romeo Okwara entering the final year of their contracts, I really like the idea of adding Wilson now and building up for the future. I actually agree with this. I think Tyree Wilson is not a bad pick when there's nothing here. I did a video recently about how all things are pointing toward Will Levis at 6, which is just nuts when it like comes out of my mouth, when it comes off the lips. It doesn't make sense, but I talked about that. And I think here Tyree Wilson adding to the defensive line is good. You want to go in like a defensive tackle if you can, but it's not available. All right, we're still going all the way to 18. Will Levis goes 7. Miles Murphy, edge Clemson, 8. That's another possible pick for us at 6. It kind of depends on who you like. Skoronski at 9 to the Bears. That makes sense. I might do a video on why Skoronski might make sense to us as well, believe it or not. Then you go Christian Gonzalez at 10. Paris Johnson out of Ohio State to the Titans. They need a new offensive tackle. And then Texans are going Jordan Addison. I think this is a reach for them. I think I would actually go Jackson Smith and Jigba there first, which is kind of weird to say, especially after that not great combine that Addison had. Broderick Jones to the Jets, protect Aaron Rodgers. New England Patriots, Joey Porter Jr. Packers, Dalton Kincaid. Raiders, Devon Weatherspoon. So the big 3 corners in a different order than I usually see are all off the board. So what do we do with the 18th pick? Steelers go Kancey. Dang it. Oh, man, that would have been great to pair him next to Oh, my goodness, would that have been nice next to Aleem McNeil? I would have loved that. In my recent mock draft, that's where I had us going Kancey. So the Lions are going to go with Deonte Banks, cornerback out of Maryland. This dude is an athletic freak. 42-inch vertical, 4.35 40. He has some learning to do, but he has all the tools to become a great corner in the future. And maybe, just maybe, with the 2 of the 3 corners we just signed, it seems like we shouldn't go corner, but 2 of them are on 1-year deals. Okay, so I think it actually makes sense to draft a cornerback like this. And he said, Colton said the same thing. Lions can really do whatever they want in this spot. After free agency, some of their needs aren't as glaring as they once were. But even after signing 2 corners in free agency, Detroit could still use some youth here. All right. Yeah. Obviously, he's counting CJ Gardner-Johnson as a safety. He can also play nickel. I said 3 corners. Anyways, tomato, tomato, right? So the only cornerbacks under contract for 2024 are Cam Sutton and Chase Lucas. So it makes sense for us to get a corner, and he's not wrong. It does make sense. I've kind of moved away from corner in a lot of the mocks that I've been doing, just having fun doing mock drafts and things like that. But it makes sense that we still need to go corner at 18 if we don't want to reach for one at 6. If we think Witherspoon or Gonzalez are the man at 6, yeah, fine. Go ahead, take them there and hope that you can get something good at 18. Like maybe Lucas Van Ness falls, maybe Murphy falls, something like that. All right, so where does that last pick come? All right, Tampa Bay Bucks are going offensive tackle. Seahawks are going Jackson Smith and Jigba. By the way, I don't think Quentin Johnson has gone yet. We still have a wide receiver up there. Michael Mayer, 21 to the Chargers. Tight end off the board. All right. Zay Flowers, Ravens, wide receiver out of Boston College. The Saints are trading up to get Lucas Van Ness. So we could have gotten him at 18, but we didn't. We went corner, and so he goes at 23. Jags, come on, there's not many picks left. We got to be getting back into the first round at some point. Nolan Smith out of Georgia. All right, don't worry, we're close. New York Giants are getting Drew Sanders, linebacker, not a bad pick for them. Cowboys, Bijan Robinson, if he falls at 26, the Cowboys have to be so happy. They have to be so happy that they can get a replacement and they still have a great backfield. And here we are. All right, so we trade Buffalo. We give up 48, 55, 183, and 194 to the Bills for number 27 and 137. So the way I kind of like to look at this is we're giving up 48 and 55 for 27, and we're giving up 183 and 194 for 137. I kind of break it up in a weird way, but here's what I'll tell you. Even though I don't like giving up 4 picks for 2, I love Darnell Washington. I think he can do so much in this offense. And Colton Pouncey says the exact same thing. He says, surprise, surprise, folks in Detroit might be scared by first-round tight ends. I am not. This dude is 6'7", 269 pounds. He runs a 4.6, 440, and he has the ability to be a nightmare in the red zone and a menace as a blocker. He is versatile. People, that is how Dan Campbell and Ben Johnson want to use their tight ends. Think about this. Think about what they did last year. They were willing to let Hutchinson walk, not because he wasn't a good tight end, because that's not how they use tight ends. They want their tight ends to be blockers and then weapons in the red zone. That's what they want. This does that for them. It's perfect. So let me know what you think about this mock draft. Do you like this? Do you like trading up to get another 3rd pick? Would you have rather just gone for Darnell Washington at 18? Do you still want to go corner? Does it really bother you to give up 2 second-round picks? 2 second-round picks in order to get here? Are you willing to do that? Or would you rather wait and see what tight ends are available on the back end? Or are you happy with the tight ends we have? See, for me, you don't trade up unless you see a guy that you could get now and it's a position of need. He has skill and talent at that position, and you don't have to worry going backward, because I guess don't have to worry is not the right way to say it. You're willing to get rid of a couple of other picks because you're saying this guy is that good. And he's an elite. He has the ability to be an elite talent. I think Washington can be that at tight end. So I don't hate it because I really like Darnell Washington. But if we traded up for another random guy, I don't know. You know how it is. You fall in love with people. So, all right, let me know what you think. Hit those comments below. Hit them. What would you have done different? Remember, this is the Athletics beat writer. Be mad at Colton Pouncey if you don't like the picks. Don't be mad at me. And we'll see you guys on the next one.